All right, I'm making this video again. Um, a lot happened today, and I wanted to recount it, kind of, and try to remind myself a little bit of all that happened today. Um, like I said, uh, God's pretty smart. uh, he's aware of the position I am in, that He knows I am in. The crazy position I'm in. So He's talking through other people throughout the day, 100%, you know. Uh, First through Marvin at the mall, um, Magical Marvin, I call him. Gave me a blessing in the mall once. um, I had a long conversation with him, longer than normal, um, because I told him about my issues with God because of what I went through growing up, and God didn't defend me at all. Didn't do nothing. So Marvin knows about this, and he's been thinking about it, So he's been telling me things uh, to help me work through this. But really, I think it's God talking through him to help me work through this. Because anytime I've brought this up with professional, it's never gone well. Never. But Marvin's, it's a little different with Marvin. You know what I mean? Uh, you know, and he's like, if you told this to anybody else, they wouldn't understand. I'm like, I know, I've tried. No one gets this. So, like, Marvin's trying to walk me through this predicament I'm in, because Marvin knows I'm trying to follow God. He knows I am. I'm trying. At least I made the first effort to try to follow God. I have. You know what I'm saying? But there's been a lot of resistance, a lot of opposition. And Marvin talked about this too. I'm like, yes, I experienced that. I experienced that opposition. I have. Like the increase in opposition, the moment I'm trying to follow God, like the moment, you know, going to Christian churches and stuff, the opposition has just been, I can't even describe it. It's like, so heavy that I'm like, it's not worth it, you know. But anyways, enough about that. So God knows uh, the position I'm in. I'm in a weird position, the weirdest position I've ever been in. I walked away from everything I've ever known, walked away from it, burned, cut off from everything I've ever known. I have all these injuries, I have it. I'm trying to heal myself. I'm trying to heal all these things about myself since walking away from everybody. I'm thinking that I would be fully healed by now. You know what I mean? God knows I thought I'd be fully healed by now. I'm not. So I'm in a weird position now. I'm in a way weird position now because I'm not fully healed or completely healed. So God knows I'm like, holy shit. So God's like talking through other people to me today about, how God puts us through these times of, seasons, these type of things, to work through. But at the same time, God knows I don't trust him. I don't trust God. So I'm in a weird position, I'm in a totally weird position. And God knows it. I'm like, from the life I lived growing up, I don't trust God, at all. And so I'm in a weird position. I burned all my bridges. All I have is God now. I don't trust him. I'm in a weird position. I know this. God knows it too. I'm like, holy shit. I have no options but God, and I don't trust him at all. I'm like, I'm fucked. Uh, so he knows that. And that's, so I'm like, but at the same time, I told my best friend I would not end my life. I told him that. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm in a weird position. I'm in a way weird position because I thought I'd be healed by now, you know, but I'm not. And so I'm going. So I went to the Christian church again today for another activity. I'm going to the Christian church still, um, while thinking God cannot heal me in this life. He can never heal me in this life. But I'm still trying to follow God, in a way. So I'm like, this is insane. It's insane. you know, I'm trying to follow God, and I don't think He can heal me. I don't even trust Him. I'm still trying to follow God, you know. So I've been talking to people there, the Christians, and like, uh, the guy that asked God to kill him a lot in his life. I talked to him a lot because a lot of his life he blamed God, for all of his hardships, getting molested, all that. And I'm like, how did, like, I was being serious with him. You blamed God for all that time, hated God for all that time. How did you turn that around to where you are right now? You know what I mean? Because he's a good follower of God right now, good Christian. Like, how did you do that? Because I can't comprehend that. I don't know how to do that. God knows it. I don't know how someone could do that. You know, God just sits by, watches all this abuse for most of your life. Now you got to turn it around and trust that same God, you know, later in life. And that's what I was saying to these Christians, you know, like based on my upbringing, I don't trust God at all. But there's a God helping me now. So, like, do I trust this God that's helping me now? And they're like, well, he's trying to make up for it or something, or something like that. But in my mind, I'm like, isn't it way too late to make up for all that? Like, way too late, That's what I felt all along, It's way too late, I'm so damaged now. It's like, wait, too little, too late, That's how I feel, But, but anyways. So it was like, if I knew God was going to try to make up for all that shit, I would have took better care of myself throughout my life. If I knew God was going to like try to make up for it later on, if I would have known He was going to do that, I would have taken better care of myself. But I didn't think that He was going to do that. I didn't think He gave a damn. So, you know, so I'm left with this wrecked body, basically, in the aftermath. And the guy was like saying, he'll if he doesn't bless you in this life for everything you went through, he'll make up for it in the eternities. And I'm like, okay, hopefully that eternities thing, that's better than just me going on this planet still. I hope God knows that. Like, I'd rather just be in the eternities. You can bless me in the eternities now. Yeah. And I was like, I was telling the Christians straight up, I'm like, I'm in a weird position right now. I'm in a really weird position right now. I'm like, do I trust God? you know, After all the shit I went through, And I'm talking to the ones that have been through some serious shit, Once like writing a book about his life and stuff, and I was reading part of his book. And the other one hated God and was suicidal, you know, asking God to kill him. And that's the guy. Like, he was like, "Do you want to meet up sometime?" I'm like, "Yes, I would like to meet up sometime." Me and you, one on one. I'm like, how the hell did you turn things around? That's what I was asking him. Like, how the hell did you go from blaming God, hating God for most of your life. How'd you go from that to believing in God, listening to Christian music and, you know, how'd you make that turnaround, and loving God all of a sudden, you know? I'm like, that doesn't seem possible. How can you make that turnaround, you know? But but I don't know. God thought I was strong enough to face the Christians. So that's another thing I keep telling myself. He thought I was strong enough to face the Christians by now. Because God knows I don't feel comfortable around the Christians. I'm like feeling guilty for my whole life, basically. Like God knows I'd be walking into the Christians feeling like I'm going to hell already. You know what I mean? Because I already feel like I am. But God still is helping me. But you know, but God knows everything I've done. You know, I'm like I should be going to hell. You know, so that part of it, but that part of it, I feel bad. Because like I didn't I didn't serve God at all most of my life. I didn't. He knows that. You know, I was like, you didn't defend me. I'm serving the opposition. Yeah, and I admit that. I'm open about that. You know. Um, so part of me thinks I should lose because of that. Because I would, for most of my life, I was not on God's side. For most of my life, I wasn't. So I think I should lose in life because of that. I do. Like, I feel guilty about that. I feel like I should burn in hell for that. Um, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, maybe God sees redemption in me eventually. I'm just like, but part of me just like, just bless me in the eternities, you know, because like, I already think it's over, you know. I hate to say that, even though I'm going forward still. I'm saying it as it is. I do. My my trust in God is that low. My faith in God is this low. I'm like, it's already over. You know what I mean? If I'm not healed by now, it's over. You know, yeah. I got all these. I still have all these health issues that I thought would be resolved by now. They're not resolved. So I'm like, shit. I'm literally like that. I'm like, shit. You know. So I'm like, do I? God damn it. Like, what does God want me to do? Be locked up for him again? you know. You want me to be locked up again? I thought I'd be healed by now, so I wouldn't be locked up again. Yeah. Ugh. So I'm like, I don't know. A part of me was just like, this is pointless. Like being around the Christians. I do kind of feel weird around them. Like some of the stuff they do is kind of weird. Like I said, the speaking in tongues is weird. It's like makes me uncomfortable, the speaking in tongues. It does. I'll be open about that. But like I've said before, uh, I respect Jesus enough to go anyways around the Christians. I do. I respect him to that point, to be around Christians. I respect Jesus enough for how much he's helped me, if nothing else. Because I see Jesus totally different than the Christians. Totally. He's on a whole different level. He is. I'm like, is on a whole different level, you know, for sure. Because like a part of me is like, I don't know. I still can't believe Jesus knew who I was this whole time. You know, this whole time on the planet, Jesus knew who I was. You know, just like because it didn't seem like Jesus knew who I was growing up. It didn't seem like that. And that's what I thought about. I'm like, it didn't seem like Jesus knew who I was. You know, he didn't know about my situation growing up. It didn't seem like Jesus knew that anything about that. Like I thought he was way out in left field. Jesus, like in a different universe, creating a different universe. Forgot about me. That's how I thought most of my life. 100%. Jesus was making his kingdom somewhere else, out in the universe, and I was not thought about. You know, that's what I thought. So, so a lot of this is confusing still. You know, but I was watching an actor, Rob Schneider, how he came to Jesus. He said some key things. Probably no accident. I came across this video. He said Jesus will only let you fall astray so far, which is true. He'll jump in eventually. Jesus will. This is what I learned about Jesus. He'll jump in eventually. He won't. He'll let you hit that point. He won't let you fall astray. He'll only let you fall astray so far from him. Jesus will. It's true. What he said there, Rob Schneider, an actor, is true. Um, and he said another thing, like the moment you start to like have faith in Jesus and stand up for Jesus and have conviction in Jesus, the onslaught is just gonna come from everywhere, which is true. It does. I can attest to that. It does. To the point where it makes me cave and be like, okay, I changed my mind. I'm not following Jesus. It's that heavy. It is. I'm like, okay, I was following Jesus. I was gung ho to follow Jesus, and the onslaught against me was so strong that I'm like, okay, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I'm not following Jesus. It's real. It's totally real. The onslaught gets uh, um, heavier, and that's what me and Marvin talked about, was that onslaught. You know, because he was targeted, you know, from the enemy today. I'm like, I know how it goes to be targeted, and no one gets it. No one gets it. I'm like, there's not even a medication that stops the targeting. That's what I thought about as well. There's no medication to stop the targeting, you know, of the opposition targeting you. It's true. There's not. There's not. You know, if you tell a professional you're being targeted, they'll think you're nuts. So that's why I don't. You know, but God knows it's happening. You know, and I thought about this before. Uh, Someone like a regular person, regular human, was sitting next to me, and this is no joke. She's like, "You're being attacked right now, aren't you?" Nothing physical around me. Nothing physical. She could tell that I was being attacked by something. That's what I mean by targeting. That's exactly what I mean by being targeted. People, and she, you know, sometimes people can see it. I'm being attacked by something. So it's no bullshit. It's real. You know, being attacked by something you can't see. That's what I talk about when I say targeting, being targeted. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, and God knows I've been dealing with that forever, since I was a kid. I've been targeted. And that's what I told Marvin. I've been targeted most of my life. You know, and he's like, because they see that you have gifts, they see your potential, they see that. You know, So, but part of me's like, God knows, I'm like I don't see how this is hopeful. I don't. He knows I'm kind of trying to fight through the pressure. Trying to push through this pressure, basically. You know, um, I'm like, give me a new body so I can fight through this pressure a little bit better. If I had a nice brand new body right now, I could fight through this pressure, no problem. You know, but since I don't, I'm just like shit, like limping around in a broken body. You know, trying to fight through this pressure still. Hasn't been easy. Hasn't been easy. Like I said, I thought I'd be fully healed by now. And since I'm not, I'm like, shit. That's why I'm kind of rattled a little bit, you know. I'm just like, with God, I'm like, oh, God will bless me even more in the eternities. Why can't He do it right now? Yeah, because he knows I prefer being blessed in the eternities, 100%, than being blessed on this planet. He knows, but at this point, at this point, now that I know I probably can never be healed, I'm like, just bless me in the eternities, you know, something like that. Because He knows that I feel like I've gone as far as my body can go. Like, I'm seriously, so I'm like trying to find some second wind in me out of nowhere. And God's kind of breezing me. He's pushing me still. It's like He keeps on pushing me, through different people and stuff. Uh, but I know He wants me to, like, everything I went through, he wants to use it for His benefit so I can help people. I know that. But at the same time, I'm like barely limping on. He knows that. So I'm like, what the hell was the point of that if it nearly kills me? If everything I went through nearly kills me, how can I help anybody if I'm limping on because it nearly killed me? What good was it? It was no good at all. You know, anyways, those were the things that happened through the day. But, so I'm trying to push forward, still go to Christian activities. At the same time, I don't think I can ever be healed, and I don't even trust God. At the same time, both things. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? You know, what the hell am I doing? You know. But the Christians are assuring me. They're assuring me that God is still trustworthy, despite everything I went through. God's still trustworthy, and I should trust Him despite everything I went through. I'm like, God damn. I was like thinking in my mind, if anybody else besides God watched me go through that, like a human watched me go through all that, I wouldn't trust Him at all. you know. But like God's the exception of the rule, you know. I can trust him. God's the exception. My goddamn. So somehow I have to reconcile this with God. Just like, okay, help me believe in you somehow. Help me trust you somehow out of thin air, you know. But something a Christian told me is like, uh, Jesus kind of has put me through this. You know what I'm saying? He is like, or something like Jesus has put me through this to build me up or something. I don't know, something crazy, you know, build my faith or something. I don't know. Like I said, I don't understand Jesus. No one does. I don't understand why he does the things he does and how does the things he does. I thought he should have healed me totally like years ago. He hasn't. So I'm like, shit. You know, so what I think he should do, he doesn't do. What I think Jesus should have done, he hasn't done. You know, he does things way different than I think he should have done by now. 100%. So I have that patience with this process, you know, this long ass process. I have that patience on this road that I never thought I'd be on in the first place in this life. I never thought I'd be on this road. So I have that patience on a road that I never thought I'd be on in the first place, you know. So I'm like, shit. But God knows no one else is walking this road I'm on. No one else is. So I can't compare. I can't like say, how are you doing on this road? They're not on the same road. And that's what sucks. Can't get advice, you know, about this specific road I'm on, you know. But I don't know. But another thing that God knew, and it was interesting, like I don't know what the person's name was in the Bible, like Jacob or something. Someone in the Bible was scared to death, scared shitless, you know, and always was like prayed for courage and God, give me courage, you know. And I know that was for me because God knows I'm scared shitless right now. Like I said, when I said I'm in shock, it's more than just shock. I'm scared shitless right now. God knows it. That message was for me. He knows I'm scared shitless on the inside. I'm not fully healed. I thought I'd be fully healed. I'm not where I thought I would be at this point. You know, I abandoned everything I ever known. You know, you bet your ass I'm scared shitless. You know, I'm trying to trust God that I don't trust. I'm trying to follow God that I've never followed. You know, you bet your ass I'm scared shitless in this new direction. Like, oh yeah, God should be trustworthy. You should trust him. I've never trusted God my whole life. Never, you know. He knows that. Otherwise, I would have served God a long time ago and meant it, you know. He knows that. Part of me's like, most of my life, I was like, I'm never helping God, ever. You know, growing up, I'm like, I'm never going to help God, ever, you know. So I'm going against my own vow to myself. Growing up, I'm going against my own vow that I would never help God, ever. I'm going against my own vows to myself, my own, you know. That's how mad I was growing up. I'm like, I'm never helping God, ever. You know, I'm never serving him, ever. Ever. For what he wants me to go through. You know, never. So I'm going against that. You know, I'm trying to put that aside. You know, I'm like, okay. Because God knows. He knows damn well. I don't have a lot of options right now. Not He knows that. He knows I don't have a lot of options right now. He knows I don't. I really don't. So I'm like, shit. So I'm like, God damn it. Sometimes it feels like a nightmare that never ends. Just like, shit. I can't be healed, but I can't die. Can't be healed, can't die. Can't even be close to being healed, but I can't die either. Like, shit. What do I do? You know, what the hell do I do? You know, told you I'm in a weird position. Mainly because I thought I'd be fully healed by now. So it puts me in a really weird position. You know what I mean? Not only did I think I'd be fully healed by now, I thought I'd be, married and stuff by now. I'm not. You know, I'm neither one. So I'm just like, this ain't even worth it. You know, the two things I thought would happen by now haven't happened. Not even close. You know. Shit. You know. But I swear I was right about what I said in another video, that God already knew that I could never be uh, fully healed by now. By this point, He already knew that because He can see the future. God can see my future. He knew I wouldn't be fully healed by now. But He let me go anyways. He let me act like an idiot trying to heal myself. Through various methods and professionals, He made me look like an idiot, in my opinion, you know. So despite all that, He knew I couldn't be healed. So I'm like, God damn it. But at the same time, I don't think I can heal myself either, you know. Like, goddamn. But I swear I'm in a pickle right now. I swear I am. But God assures me that I'm not. God keeps assuring that I'm not in a pickle like I think I am. I'm not in a pinch like I think I am. He keeps trying to assure me of that. I'm not in a jam like I think I am. You know what I mean? To the point of making a rash decision, basically, is what I'm saying. I'm not in that kind of a position like I think I am. You know? He keeps trying to assure me of that. So he keeps like wanting me to walk this road. Like I said, I went to the Christian church today while thinking my life is over. I think my life is over. Because I realize I can't be healed. Like my life's already over. So I'm doing this shit even though I think my life is over. And God knows I think my life is over. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't be fully healed. The bills are stacking. The bills start piling up on you. You can't be fully healed at the same time. You bet your ass you think it's over. You know what I mean? You thought you'd be fully healed, but the bills are coming in. That you thought you'd be healed by now. Like I said, I feel like I got put in a corner because I'm not healed right now, like I thought I would be. God knows that's why I'm in a tough spot, you know, 100%. So I was like, I'll apologizing to God today. I'm like, I'm sorry for everything I've said. Like, if that's why you won't heal me, I'm sorry. Yeah, like my swan song before I die to God. I'm like, I'm sorry for everything I've said, everything I've done in life. I'm sorry. Just like if it has to end this way, so be it. you know. But I feel like I forgave everybody. I did that forgiveness thing. I feel like I did that. Maybe that's helped. I don't know. Just forgiving everybody in my life that has harmed me. I even forgave God for not doing anything most of my life. So, anyways, like I said, I'm doing stuff like I think my life is over, so I'm forgiving everybody. It's like on my deathbed, basically. But if God wants to keep extending this, I guess I have to keep going. I guess I have to. Just like, God damn it. Because I really don't want to keep going forward if I'm not healed by now. I don't. He knows I don't. I don't trust him. Why would I go forward for someone I don't even trust? It's a lot to ask of me. It's a lot to ask of me. Trust the one person I've never trusted my whole life, God. Try to trust him that I've never trusted my whole life. Trust him now. Trust the one person you said you would never trust. That's the position I'm in. Trust God. Never trusted him my whole life. Ever. So I'm like, shit. At the same time, I have to work through this. I don't have a choice. I have to work through this, Ugh. I haven't given my YouTube channel to the Christians yet. So I'm too embarrassed, because I make fun of the speaking in tongues and stuff. I don't want them to see that. They've been good to me. I don't want them to see that. I think speaking in tongues is weird. I don't want them to know that. That way, I don't want more Christians to hate me. God knows I'm used to being hated. He knows I'm used to that. So I'm like, Christians hate me. The opposition hates me. Everybody hates me. I feel right at home. Everybody hates me. So, it kind of reminds me of a show that someone told me once. Like, everybody hates Adam or something like that. I think someone told me that was a show once. Which makes sense. That does make sense. But God thought I was strong enough to handle the Christians. He thought so. Even though it's been tough, because I was on the Christians opposing team. I was on the opposing team of the Christian. I'm going in there. God's bringing me in there. You know what I'm saying? When I was on the opposing team of the Christians, that's why, like, I'm like, that's why I feel guilty. I'm like, God damn it. I shouldn't be around followers of God. I feel so uncomfortable. God knows I feel uncomfortable. I didn't follow God most of my life. brings me into around all his followers. You know, uh, God knows I serve the opposing team for a lot of my life. He brings me in to the Christians. You know, my shit. Just like, I'm not worthy to be around the good guys. You know, I'm not worthy to be around the good guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, there's a reason why. There's a reason why Jesus physically, he physically hasn't come down to stand next to me. There's a reason for that. I'm not one of the good guys. You know what I'm saying? God sees something in me, something, something in me, redemptive. You know, He does. That's why He keeps like urging me to keep going forward. God sees something, you know, for me to keep going forward, you know, towards God, you know, towards the light. You know, He sees some kind of hope, redemption in me. Even though God knows, He knows that I thought this is not how my story would go, how my life would go, how it's going right now to walk towards God. He knew that this is way out of what I thought would happen for me. God knows that. God knows I thought I'd crash and burn and die by now. He knows that. He knows I thought that, you know, that's how it was going to end for me. You know, I'm trying to go against that. God's trying to push me past that, get through that. And like that's not what He wants. Even if it's what I want, you know. It's like, it's like I've been around the bad guys too long. I don't deserve to be the good guy. You know, I don't know. But I'm still trying, you know. I'm still going forward, you know. I haven't given up, obviously. I haven't given up yet. You know. So, but I just thought of that. You know, like I think there's no hope. I'll never be able to be healed or recovered in this life. I don't trust God fully. I'm still trying to walk this road anyways. God knows how crazy this is to me. I'm trying to trust someone I've never trusted. God. I've never trusted God most of my life. Never. I'm try and trust Him. You know what I'm saying? This is new territory to trust someone I never trusted and thought I would never trust. This God. So this is big. This is big. You know what I mean? It's like the part of me's like, God, just betray me like you did when I was a kid, and so I can just get out of here. You know, betray me again. You know, just so I can get out of here. You know. But again, that free will thing got brought up to me again. You know, this important free will that I've always hated most of my life. This free will thing. You know. So I was talking to the Christian about it. I'm like, so free will is really that important to God to stand back and not do anything, even at the cost of a child. You know what I'm saying? It's that important. Free will is for God to stand back, do nothing. even at the cost of a child. You know, a child going through severe abuse. Free will is that important that God does nothing for decades, basically. Free will is that important to God. Doesn't defend someone for decades. You know what I'm saying? That's how important free will is to God. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time, God's standing back, watching everything I'm going through my whole life. Just standing back, just saying, oh, he can take it. 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 Literally, for decades, God stood back and just said that. Oh, he can take it. Oh, he can take that. Oh, he can take it. Oh, he can take it. Literally, God did that for most of my life. That's why I thought there was no God, or God hated me, or, you know what I'm saying? That's why I have trust issues with God. God literally stood back for most of my life and just said, oh, he can take it. Oh, he can take it. Don't worry. He can take it. But a part of me is like, I couldn't take it, you know, because I tried to end my life more than once. I couldn't take it. He didn't, like, God doesn't get that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? There's limits that even I have. So the fact that God stood back for all that kind of crucified me, you know, more than once, you know. Basically just like, oh, he can take it. Don't worry. He can take it. He can take it. God damn it. You know. The whole time I'm like, where is this God that everybody's talking about? Where's this good God that everybody's talking about? I don't see him anywhere. I don't experience him anywhere. Where is this great God that everybody keeps talking about in church? You know, where's this great God? I haven't experienced this great God, this loving God. You know, I haven't. That's what I was saying growing up. I haven't experienced him at all. You know. But now this loving God comes out of nowhere, and now he's helping me now. Out of nowhere, he's helping me now. You know, this loving God. You know, so it's very confusing. Very confusing. Because my upbringing, like I said, I'm like, this loving God is just nowhere. You know, everyone's full of shit. You know, that's what I was saying most of my life. Everyone's full of shit. You know. Like, Jesus isn't that great. Most of my life, I was like, he ain't that great. For the shit I went through, he ain't that great. Yeah. I've been through more than him. That's how I was. I'm like, because I was suffering anyways. Might as well try to outdo Jesus if I was suffering anyways. For him not defending me. Might as well try to outdo him. Outsuffer him. You know. Got nothing else to live for. You know. Got nothing else to live for. You know. God's not doing shit, so I might as well try to outsuffer him. You know. Got nothing else to prove. You know. But anyways, God still keeps me alive, despite the things I say. I'm like, but he knows I'm in deep shit. He's got to know I'm in deep shit, or I think I'm in deep shit. He's got to know. Especially when I've tried to follow God more than ever before. He knows this shit has really been getting heavy on me. Heavy. I'm like, this ain't fucking worth it. So I feel for any true follower of God, like true follower of Jesus, like solid all the time. I feel for you. Because I feel like you get an onslaught as well all the time, you know. Because there's a reason why, and Rob Schneider brought this up as well, there's a reason why everybody hates the true follower of Jesus. Everybody hates him. There's a reason for that. It convicts them. If Jesus was on the planet, everybody would feel convicted. You know what I'm saying? They would. That's why they try to take him out. You know, Jesus forces people to see themselves in the mirror. All their sins, flaws, everything. Jesus forces them to see that. You know what I'm saying? The ugliness of themselves. Jesus sees. Jesus puts the mirror on them. He does. That's why everybody hates the true follower of Jesus as well, because they put the mirror on people as well. I just thought of that. It's true. Like that's why the Christians are always on onslaught. People are against them all the time because like the Christians convict them because Jesus convicted people when he was on the planet. He like made them see themselves in the mirror. Basically. Makes me see myself in the mirror. That's for sure. It's like, God damn it. It's like, I don't want to know about all my sins. I don't want to know all my flaws. I don't care about any of that. Just get me out of here. Yeah. He knows I'm like that. I'm like, I don't want to face all this shit, that you already know. All this shit you already know about me. I don't want to face it and pay the penalty of death in hell, Just send me there. I'll take the punishment for everything I've done in this life. He knows I'll do it. If he sends me there, I'll take the punishment. I will. Because he knows I wasn't on. I wasn't on Team Jesus. Most of my life I wasn't. He knows that. Jesus knows that better than most. I wasn't on Team Jesus most of my life. I feel guilty. Like just, goddamn. Like, can you just send me to hell already? I know I wasn't on Team Jesus my whole life. I know that. I wasn't on Team God. I admit this. Send me to hell already. Take my punishment for not serving God most of my life. I'll take my punishment. I feel like I am taking my punishment though. By walking, being in the Christian church, I'm like taking my punishment. Like I'm walking a road I never wanted to walk. It's like my punishment, But they've been good to me though. I can't say anything bad. Christians have been good to me. They have. They've been good to me. So, despite my past, that God knows about. Hopefully, God doesn't tell anybody about my past. Like you were on the opposing team. Get them. Shit. All right. I'm sorry. Had my reasons. God knew I thought I'd be long gone to not face any of these things. That's what I was thinking about. Like, God thought, I thought I'd be long gone to face any of this. I never thought I'd be going to Christian churches and stuff in my lifetime. I never thought I'd try to follow God in my lifetime. I never thought, I would try to follow God in my lifetime, ever. Ever, like, God damn it. So God knows how uncomfortable this is for me to even attempt to follow Jesus, even attempt it. How uncomfortable this is for me. He knows how uncomfortable this is for me. Just like, God damn it. was more comfortable in this shit. You know, I was. It's like, I don't know, but God didn't want me in the shit anymore. Like, he saw enough of me in that shit. You know, God knows I never thought highly of myself. I thought about this today. If I'm willing to go out in the wilderness and just take myself out, like, no problem. He knows I don't value myself at all. If I'm willing to do that to myself, just like, okay, I'm out of here. You know, he knows I don't value myself at all. Not like God does. He values me more than I value me. If I'm willing to just go out and just take myself out, like, no problem. Just like, can't be healed, might as well get out of here. There's no hope, might as well get out of here, you know. But God also knows that my faith in him is so low. My trust in him is so low. My trust in God is so low. It's so low that he knows that's another reason why I try to get out of here. You know, try to look for a way off the planet. My trust in God is that low. You know what I'm saying? My faith in God is that low, and he knows it. Just like, oh shit. He knows I didn't follow him most of my life. He knows I was serving the bad guys most of my life. You know, he ain't gonna help me. I'm out of here. You know, he knows I'm like that. I'm like, shit. If I was God, I wouldn't help me either. You know. Anyways, I shouldn't talk that way. It's like, I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure there's a way forward, and that's what God was trying to tell me today. Is like, there's a way forward, you know. I'm not coming to your rescue. Because to me, God getting me out of here is a rescue. 100%. If he gets me off the planet, it's a rescue. 100%. No matter how ugly it is. But, God knows I'm in a weird spot. He knows I'm in a weird spot. I walked away from everything I've ever known. Everything I've ever known, I've walked away from. And I'm trying to trust God that I've never trusted in my whole life. And I thought I would never trust in my whole life. Never. I'm in that position right now. I am. I really am in that position. It's like I'm like in a position I have to try to trust God fully for the first time in my life. I have to trust him. That he won't betray me like I felt most of my life. He won't betray me again. I have to trust that he won't. You know, literally. I'm like, shit. Ugh. I'm just like, if free will was really that important to you, God, to like torture me for all those years, then what the hell? Just finish me off. If free will is that important to torture someone for that long, just finish me. You know, do it right now on live camera. Finish me off. You know, if free will really is that important to torture someone growing up, if free will is really that important, like God thought, to have me, I'd be the outcast. Me be the outcast, not Jesus this time. Me, you know, Jesus wasn't being tortured this time. It was me. If he's willing to do that a second time to one of his kids, you know, for free will's sake, then God damn it. Part of me's like, just fuck free will. You know, I'm trying to see things from God's perspective, to not say fuck free will. You know, to torture somebody basically. Free will to the extent of torturing somebody basically. You know, that's how important free will is, to torture somebody. You know, basically that's what I went through, was torture. He knows it. I know it. Day in, day out, torture. From the earliest memories, you know. But anyways, enough about that ranting. But I did hear a lot of things that I thought I would hear. God's watching me around the Christians. I know He is. I'm like, I'm like talking to the Christians. You would really trust God after all this shit that I went through? You would trust God still? They're like, yes. I'm like, why? How? How is that possible? How could you possibly make that shift? You know what I'm saying? You know, from hating God your whole life, most of your life, to all of a sudden turn it around to trust God. You know what I'm saying? How do you make that shift? You know what I'm saying? And the guy was like, well, it was tough at first. You know, I was going in and out of Christian churches. You know, it was tough at first. So I guess it's a process to trust God, which it has to be. I'm like, there's no way you can automatically trust God like overnight after all that shit you went through growing up. Trust God now out of nowhere, you know. So it's a process to trust God. Apparently, it's a process to trust God. You know, after all that shit you went through, you know, it's like, just like, God damn it, why am I here? It's like shit. Anyways, God knows I'm in a weird spot. He knows I'm in a weird spot I thought I'd never be in. Absolutely. I'm in a weird spot I never thought I'd be in my lifetime. I never thought I'd be in a spot like this. Ever. I thought by now I'd be fully healed by now. I did. And since I'm not, I'm in a really, 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 really weird spot. Really, really weird spot that I'm not fully healed right now. Really weird spot. I'm like, God damn it. Like everything seemed like a lot depended on me being fully healed by now. A lot did, in my opinion, by now. I'm just like, God damn it. I'm like, shit. Now what? You know? And God knows that's exactly what I'm saying right now. Now what? Now what? Go to the Christian church anyway. You know? I can't be fully healed ever in this life by God. I don't trust Him fully ever either. You know? But I'm going to the Christian church anyways. I'm just like facing it anyways. I'm like, isn't it crazy? You know? To keep doing that, you know, trust God even though you think it's over for yourself. I thought about this, like, you're still trying to trust God. You think it's already over for yourself. You're just like, fuck it. There's nothing left. There's nothing left for me now. You know, no one else can help, can fix me. You know, I've tried everything else. Like, so God knows I'm in a weird spot. You know, it's like I think I can never be healed in this life, but I'm going to the Christian church anyways. You know what I'm saying? God damn it. But yeah, you know, I was really trying to dissect, you know, trying to talk to this guy that, you know, blamed God for most of his life, was suicidal like me. I'm like, how did you turn this around? You know, like I was really trying to figure it out. You know, I'm like, how? Because I was blunt with him. I'm like, I can relate to to your story very well. It's pretty much my story. I'm like, how the hell did you turn it around? That you're not asking God to take you out anymore. You're listening to happy music now. You know, how did it happen? He's like, it was a process. Like 5-year process. So I guess it's not an instant like, oh, I trust God now out of nowhere. I love God now out of nowhere. It's not like an instant. It's a switch. But he was saying it was like a fight too. Like trying to follow God. It was a fight. I heard that twice today. So by Marvin as well. Like you're trying to follow God. There's a fight. There's a fight. It's true. There is a fight. You try to follow God. There's going to be a fight. There is. And I admit, I've caved. I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to follow God. I changed my mind. God knows I did that. I'm like, okay, I'm out. I can't do this. I'm like looking for a way out. I'm like, I don't even trust God anyway. Why follow someone you don't trust anyways? Yeah. So God knows I'm trying to push through that, because he knows I tried to follow him a little bit, for a while. I made an effort to try to follow God for a little bit. It's like, God damn it. I didn't know it'd be this tough, to try to follow God. I didn't know it'd be this tough. It was a lot easier to be in some nobody wandering around that didn't follow God. It was a lot easier to be that. Just hope for the best, basically, in this life. But I got a Warrior of Christ shirt on me right now, and I just realized that. But I was at the Christian church. I have a Warrior of Christ shirt. Like I bought a Warrior of Christ shirt back in the day. I still have it, and I wore it today. So maybe that was no accident. I'm like wearing a Warrior of Christ shirt in the Christian church. It's the first time that's ever happened. Wearing this shirt in a Christian church. I know it is. It's like, God damn it. I'm like representing Warrior of Christ now. In a Christian church. I just realized that I'm wearing this shirt. And I wore it in a Christian church, a Warrior of Christ shirt. I'm like, goddamn. I'm like representing. I don't even know it. I'm representing. Being a warrior of Christ. Definitely not easy to be a warrior of Christ. Definitely not. If you ever tried it, it's not easy. It's like he can be a warrior for himself. All right. He doesn't need me. He already won the war. He doesn't need me. That's another thing I learned today. I'm like, he's already won the war. Jesus has. I'm like, he doesn't need me. He's won. He's already won. What? Everything else is just the mop up duty. That's what Rob Schneider said. Everything else right now is the mop up duty. That we're doing. It's the mop up duty. Because Jesus already won. This is just the mop up duty. I thought that was pretty funny. I almost bought some Rob Schneider movies today because of that video I saw of him. He turned to Jesus, Just because of that, I almost bought some of his movies. And I don't have any of Rob Schneider's movies, none. I almost bought movies today because of, him turning to Jesus and like defending Jesus, And I know God wanted me to watch that video because it's like I don't see it very often, because God knows I pay attention to the actors over all the years and stuff. And I kind of looked up to some of the actors growing up. So to see one like fully turn to Jesus, like full force turn to Jesus, is kind of interesting to me. Because you don't see that very often, that a Hollywood actor does that. Like full force, 100% conviction with following Jesus. An actor does that. You don't see that very often. So when I saw Rob Schneider do that, you know, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty interesting. You know, a lot of things he said is right on the money. Like Jesus will only let you stray away from him so far. It's true. You know, even though I do believe this, and God probably knows this as well. And this is no joke. Out of anybody that strayed away from Jesus, out of anybody that's ever lived, I probably strayed away from Jesus the farthest on every level. I know I did. I strayed away from Jesus farther than anybody ever has. But he allowed me to do that. He allowed me to stray away so damn far from him. So far. That's why this road back to God has been so long. It's been a long walk back to God because I strayed that far away from God. I just thought about that. The road back to God has been so damn long, like 10 years long. So far, the road back has been that long. That's how far away I strayed from God. That's how far I strayed away. It's taken 10 years to get me to this point, and I don't even feel like I've even gotten to the home of God yet. Not his real house, you know. I got into his pasture. I feel like I got into his pasture in front of his house. That's how I feel, where I've gotten so far. I just got into view of the Father, you know. He saw me. I'm in the pasture, you know. That's how I feel. I'm not even in God's house yet, you know. And we've been traveling for years and years. That's how far I strayed from God. That's how far I went from God. God knows it. I went the farthest from God anyone's ever gone. Anyone's ever gone. I went the farthest. But in a way, Jesus went farther because he descended below me. So he knows what it's like to go farther than me than God. So he's the only one that's gone farther than me from God. Jesus has. So just thought of that. But out of anybody else, I've gone the farthest from God, hands down. I didn't want to be found. I didn't want to be found resuscitated, nothing. I didn't want to exist, nothing. I wanted to be totally forgotten about. God knows that. I wanted to be totally erased. Totally non-existent. God knew I wanted to erase me. 100%. But that's not what God wanted. God did not want me to be erased. God wanted me here, you know. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want me to erase myself on every level, you know. So that's why I'm here at this point in time. You know, like I said, you know, God wants me here still. I got reminded of a scripture today by one of the Christians, you know. I'm more valuable than a sparrow, you know. Showed me that scripture about how I'm more valuable than the sparrows, you know. You know, so if God cares about the sparrows, so just imagine how much he cares about me. You know, he knows every hair on my head. He knows every hair on my head. Just imagine. You know, that's how much he cares about me. So I'm just like, why'd you have to care at all? You just let me die in peace, you know, somewhere in a ditch. You know, he knows I'm trying my best. He's got to know it. He's got to know I've tried my best. He's got to know. He's got to know I've tried my best, you know, up to this point, to make somebody in the sky proud. He's got to know I've tried my best, you know. Just like, God damn it. But anyways. But I know part of the reason he keeps me alive is the YouTube stuff. That's part of the reason God keeps me alive. He sees the benefit of the YouTube stuff. He does. I know he does. Because he knows I've been through so much shit. Because I've been through so much shit, I can help many people with so much shit at the same time. Because I feel like I've experienced so many things. I thought about this, like, when someone says, "What's wrong with you?" I say, "What isn't wrong with me?" You know what I'm saying? That's how much shit I've gone through. What isn't wrong with me? That's how much shit is wrong with me. It's like, what isn't wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? And God knows that, like, I've been diagnosed with everything in the book. Everything in the book I've been diagnosed with. Everything you can think of. I feel like I've been diagnosed with everything. Anything you can think of, I've been diagnosed with it. Physical, mental, you name it. Been diagnosed with it. I have. To the point where like doctors are like, I don't know how to help this person. That's how much shit I've been diagnosed with. God knows it. God knows it. It's like, goddamn. And that's another reason, like, there's no way Jesus can heal all that shit. I have so many things wrong with me. I'm like, there's no way Jesus can heal all that. Like, if the professionals can't even heal all that shit, I'm like, I don't know if Jesus can either. You know? So, just let me die in peace somewhere. Get me out of my misery somewhere. You know, don't drag this out anymore, God. I've helped you as much as I could, you know. That's what I tell God. I'm like, I helped as much as I could, you know. As much as this body could go. I've helped you as much as it could go. You know. He knows I've pushed my body to the limit on every level to get this far. I've pushed my body and mind to the limit to get me this far, 100%. He knows that. It's like I've been climbing up this steep mountain, and I'm in battered condition. I'm trying to still walk up the steep mountain in this condition. He knows that. I'm like, God damn it. Can't you just say you've done enough, son? Can't you just say that? You know, you've done enough, son. You know, I ascend you to the kingdom. You know. Like I said before about the rapture, if that happens, I already know. I already know. I'll be left on the ground. I already know that. I feel it. You know what I mean? I feel it. For as hard as God has kept me on the ground, for as hard as He's kept me here, He's not going to rapture me out of here. You know what I mean? For the effort He has to keep me on the ground, He's not going to rapture me out of here. You kidding me? Kidding me? That would like go against all His efforts to keep me on the planet. You know, if He raptured me out of here, you know. So I think He wants me on the ground for the serious, serious shit coming our way. You know, literally, like the people wanted Jesus. Hell no, they're gonna get me instead. They're gonna get me instead of Jesus, and they're not gonna like it. Jesus will rapture everybody that's worthy of the rapture. I'll be on the ground, and that's what everybody will get. That's on the ground still. They'll get me. I know that. God's like, you thought you're getting Jesus? I'm going to give you someone you never expected. I'm going to give you someone you never saw coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you someone no one's even saw coming. No one even knew about but me. You know? You fight from the fires of hell. You know? I'll give you someone worse than Jesus. A lot worse. You know? Because God knows I ain't Jesus. Not even close. I ain't Him. Not even close. Not even close. feel that's true. Like, before the second coming of Jesus comes on the ground, God's going to give them me first. I'm serious. I'm not joking. And I think that's what he's doing. That's why he's keeping me alive so adamantly. He wants me at the forefront. You know, people are expecting Jesus. They don't get Jesus. They get me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. That's what I feel he's doing. You know, because I keep trying to divert shit to Jesus. Like, no, they get you. You know, they're gonna get you instead. You know, God damn it, they're gonna get you. Shit, I don't even want me. You know, I don't even want me. Nobody else is gonna want me. If I don't even want me. You know, I'm like my worst nightmare. You know? I swear, if I didn't go through all this crazy shit, I wouldn't be like this. I know I wouldn't be. But God allowed all this crazy shit for me to go through. He allowed it, so he had some grand design to it all, you know, to create me like this, you know, or something. I don't fucking know. No, I think that's all I want to say. Like I was just saying, I'm glad Jesus knows what it's like to be called crazy, you know, so I don't feel like alone around that, you know. Like, I'm glad he knows what it's like to be called crazy, you know. But part of me's like, I do wish like the people that call me crazy actually believed it and ran from me if they saw me. I wish they actually believed it and ran from me. I shouldn't say that. Anyway, doesn't matter what I say. God's not going to get me out of here. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I say. He's not going to get me out of here. That's another thing I struggled with today. Like, I want a way out. I want a way out. But God's not giving me a way out. He's not getting me out of here. I want a way out, though. You know? God knows I'm struggling right there. You know, I'm like, God damn it, I don't know what to do. Like, shit. Thought I'd be healed by now, but I'm not. Shit. Now what do I do? You know? And I'm like, I promised my best friend I wouldn't end my life. So I got that. I'm like, oh shit, I promised him I wouldn't do that. Damn it. But I don't know how to heal all the way. But I promised my best friend I wouldn't end my life. So I'm like in this, God damn it. God knows I'm in this struggle. You know, like shit. Like I promised I wouldn't end my life. So I'm like, God damn it. Might as well go to the Christian church. Yeah. God damn it. Anyway, I hope God really sees a way. I really hope he sees a way for me. If he doesn't see a way, I'm screwed, you know. I know I am. But I'm trying to walk this road despite the condition I'm in. I'm still trying to walk this road, despite kind of feeling ripped off. I'll say that. I feel kind of ripped off by God. I'm like, you helped me, but you couldn't even heal me to this point. You couldn't like fully repair me by now. I'm like, I feel ripped off. I feel betrayed. You know, that you can heal me by now. You know, I feel betrayed, you know. He knows I'm fighting with that, you know. I'm just like, I knew you'd betray me again. Like you did in my upbringing. I knew you would. I knew you couldn't heal me right now. But at the same time, I feel like God has pushed all these uh, all these issues with God stuff to the forefront. He's pushed it to the forefront. I know he has. It's the only explanation of like he's forced me to face the shit to bring the God issues to the forefront. He has. He wants these God issues to the forefront that I have. 100%. He wants me these to the forefront to work through these God issues I have. God damn, I don't even want to do this. I don't want to face all this shit. I don't want to face you about hating you. I don't want to face that shit in my face. But God knows this is like the major issue. My God issues is the major issue. It's my hiccup. It's the reason for everything. It's my God issues. It's the reason for everything. 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 He knows it. It's the reason I don't take life seriously. It's the reason I don't try for real. It's the reason I've not treated myself well. It's the God issues. He knows that. You think if I love myself, I'd look like this? No. If I love myself, I'd look better than this. I'd be in better condition than this if I love myself, and God knows it. So the fact that I didn't love myself most of my life is the reason I'm like battered and busted up. He knows it too. I spent most of my life not loving myself, so I'm trying to reverse it all. It's been hard. Anyways, This has been a long video. Damn, it's been a long video. I wonder if anybody would watch this video all the way to the end. If you watch this video all the way to the end, you're a hero. I'm serious. That's impressive. It's like an hour and a half already. If you watch this video to the end, you're pretty impressive. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that straight up. You're pretty impressive. If you watch this whole video to the end, I'm kind of curious if any of you have watched this video all the way through. Because that's impressive. And that's some real dedication. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But anyways, God's trying to get me through a tough time right now. He is. Yeah. I'm like shit. I'm not fully healed. I'm in trouble. He knows I'm panicking. I'm like, I'm in trouble. I thought I'd be fully healed by now. I'm in trouble now. That I'm not. Like shit. I'm in serious shit now. What I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like I'm in serious shit now. I thought I'd be fully healed by now, but I'm not. I'm in shit now. I'm in serious shit. I'm in trouble. They take me to the principal's office. I'm in trouble. Type shit. Type of a feel, Anyways. That's all I want to say. But the Christians are assuring me that despite all the shit I went through in life, I should still trust God. They're assuring me of this. So I'm like, all right. Fuck. God damn it. I'm in a weird position. If you thought I'd be a lone soldier, ranger out here, and his only option was to trust God, I would think you were crazy. That I'd be in a position like this. But I am. I definitely am in a position like that. God damn it. he knows I burned the bridge to everybody else. I'm like, shit. I burned the bridge to everybody else. Now I just have God that I don't fully trust. So I'm like, shit, I don't fully trust God, and I have to trust him, and I don't fully trust him. I'm like, shit, I'm in a weird position. Very weird position. But I do admit that I don't fully trust God yet. I don't. Even though he stuck with me this far, I still don't fully trust him. Not fully. I don't. I mean, most of my life I didn't trust him, so, it takes a while to build real trust after a full lifetime of not trusting God at all. I think God knows that. He should know that. He should know that, bringing me in, he's like, he's not going to trust me. God should know that by now. Like, bringing me in, he's not going to trust me at all. He should know that. And I'm sure he's aware that I wasn't going to trust him from day one. Not fully, So that's the position I'm in. I'm like in a position to try to trust somebody I never thought I would trust in my life. God. That's the position I'm in right now. And I thought about this. I trust, this is real. Like, I trust narcissists, parents, more than I trust God. You know what I'm saying? I thought about this today. That's the struggle. I even trust them more, the narcissist parents more than God. You know what I'm saying? It's true. So, like, I'm trying to make that shift, that change to, like, trust God over them of my past, And that's what I realized today. I'm like, I trust narcissists more than I trust God. It's true. That's how big my trust issues with God are. That's how big my trust issues with God is. I trust my narcissist parents more. 100%. You know what I'm saying? And God knows that. He's got to know that. So I'm trying to trust somebody like that, Like, God damn it. I'm in a weird spot. Shit. Trust something I can't even see. Something invisible. I don't even know what Jesus even looks like physically. I have to trust him. I haven't even seen him physically, Not really. It's not like I've seen Jesus' physical face. I've never seen it. He's helped me, but I feel like I've never seen his physical face. I wonder if he does have a physical face, Jesus. Right now, he has a physical face. Probably, because he was resurrected or something, right? So he probably has a physical face right now of some kind, maybe. That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine with the second coming. He'll have a physical face, a physical self. That's what I assume Jesus will. That's what I assume. So that feels right, that he'll have a physical self in the second coming. Anyways, enough about that. But I feel like that is true. He will come back with a physical form. Jesus will. But anyway, enough about that. That's all I will say for this video. I think I've said enough for this, for sure. So, talk to you later.